Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Analysis. Up for analysis today is Privateer Morgan. Privateer Morgan and his crew have been paid an outrageous amount of gold by a secret commissioner to search and destroy Captain Copperbeard. With sophisticated gear of magical proportions, he has everything he needs to sink the curse of the cosmos. So Privateer Morgan is the newest and latest magic legendary monster. He's from the Space Corsairs Islands. And the wiki doesn't show information on his books or his relics, but I'm just going to let you know he's in the Mechanical book, the Good Legions book, and the Superheroes book. And unfortunately, as for his relics, I'm not completely aware of them at this moment. But with that said, let's move on to his stats. And by the way, his stats, I'm going to be comparing them within his own elements, the magic element, which currently has 44 magical monsters, 44 magical legendary monsters. So let's begin. His power is 3542, which is the third highest power stat in the magic category. It's third only to Worker Hulk and Malaire. And I mean, let's be honest, Worker Hulk, he's not even that usable. As for Malaire, he was currently the strongest magical attacker, but it looks like we have a new contender. As for Morgan's life, it's 29,556, which puts him in 16th place, tied with monsters like the Keeper and Gretchen. And then we have a speed of 3432, which puts him tied for 27th place, with monsters like Rabuka, the Keeper, White Pandolf, Vanitas, and Blockheart. And so just analyzing his stats in a nutshell, his power is extremely high, his life is above average, and his speed is right about average. And as for his trait, he has Hardened. All status effects have a 20% less accuracy against it, which I still personally believe is the best trait to have for your regular monster. Having single traits like Immunity to Possession isn't that great. Even though a lot of magic monsters have possession skills, a lot of magic monsters also have other stuff like Total Blind or even Freeze. And not to mention, because we have team wars consisting of books and not just elements, it's super possible that you're not even facing another magic monster which could have some sort of other denial skill. So having Hardened really is the best. And so with his stats out of the way, let's move on over to his skills, starting off with the ultimate skill, Beacon Received, deals massive magic damage to all enemies, applies stun to all enemies. So his ultimate attack is an AoE stun that deals 70 magic based damage. So all you're really after here is the damage output, 70 damage. I wish it was special based, but unfortunately it's magic based. It's still very powerful considering this monster has a high power stat and considering he's going to be an attacker with strength runes. And so if he doesn't end up killing the enemy monsters, he's going to be immobilizing them by means of stun. And I normally don't talk about skills group 1, but I actually am going to take the time to talk about all of his skills in skills group 1 because I think they are worth mentioning. So Magical Enchantment deals moderate special damage to one enemy and applies damage boost, which will last for 3 turns. So it deals 35 special base damage, only costs 26 stamina. And the reason I want to mention this skill is because it has no cooldown, meaning you can use this whenever you need to, and you can set up a damage boost. So if you're facing an enemy that can do cooldowns activated, that doesn't matter, you set up a little damage boost for yourself for the next turn when you can use one of your attacks. So just keep the skill in mind. Also Magical Punch. Deals moderate magic damage to an enemy, removes negative effects from itself. 40 magic base damage, 27 stamina cost. Once again, no turn cooldown, with the added benefit that it removes any negative status effect you may have. Once again, this can be really valuable if you get hit with cooldowns activated and you also get hit with some sort of negative effect like blind, like daze, like damage reduction, like anything. This could really help you out. And then lastly we have Magical Volley, which just deals moderate magic damage, 35 magic damage to all of the enemy monsters, but again, with no cooldown, which means you could spam the skill as many times as you need to. Now, Magical Volley I personally don't think is even that important, but Magical Punch and Magical Enchantment, these two skills you could probably utilize them in some sort of skill set, so don't disregard them, just keep them in mind. And actually, what you're going to come to see with this monster is that he has some really great skills that it makes it so hard to decide what is the best for him. So with that in mind, let's move on over to skills group 2, Pure Punch. Deals moderate special damage to one enemy, applies precision and Evil Legion haters to itself, requires cooldown. 40 damage, 40 special base damage, 26 stamina cost, 2 turn cooldown, but you get increased accuracy, and you get Evil Legion hater, which makes your attack 3 times more effective against Evil Legion monsters. And there are so many Evil Legion monsters. Evil Legions and Good Legions, that's probably what there's most of in the game right now in terms of books. And so this is potentially a really good setup skill that you can utilize if you're in a team wars involving Evil Legion monsters, so another skill to keep in mind. Next up we have Enchanted Limb, 60 damage, 28 stamina cost, no cooldown, deals very heavy magic damage. It's a pretty vanilla skill, but a pretty powerful vanilla skill. 60 damage with no cooldown, this is immensely strong, something you definitely want to consider to have some sort of anti-cooldowns activated, especially since just about every single monster in every element has a monster that can do cooldowns activated, so also be sure to keep this skill in mind. Magic Storm deals moderate magic damage to all enemies, 40 magic based AoE, 30 stamina cost on a 1 turn cooldown. I'm so surprised this only has a 1 turn cooldown considering it deals 40 damage. And normally I wouldn't even recommend it just because it's so vanilla. However, there is a reason you might want to consider running this, but before that we need to talk about skills group 3. And in skills group 3 we have Solidify Magic. Deals heavy special damage to one enemy, applies double damage to itself, requires cooldown. 45 special base damage to a single enemy monster, 21 stamina cost, 2 turn cooldown, but you give yourself double damage for 1 turn. And on that next turn, you could do something like Magic Storm, which would essentially now be 80 damage, so super powerful. But really that's not your best play. What you want to do is do Spiky Magic Rain, which deals heavy magic damage to all enemies, and take a look at that, 50 damage. We have a monster with a 50 damage AoE, 24 stamina cost, 3 turn cooldown. So if you do Solidify Magic, next turn you do Spiky Magic Rain, this is doing 100 damage, so way more powerful than Magic Storm. So that's one obvious combo you can do, Solidify Magic and Spiky Magic Rain. Or if you don't want to run Solidify Magic, you could instead just run both AoEs and do Magic Storm followed by Spiky Magic Rain. However, that only deals 90 damage, and then also the accuracy of 90 and 90. I don't like those odds. I'd rather go 95 damage accuracy skill followed by one singular 90 damage skill. That has a better chance of hitting than Magic Storm and Spiky Magic Rain, but both of which are options. So again, like I said, this monster really hard to choose a skill set. Next up is Mythical Arm, deals massive magic damage to one enemy, requires cooldown. This skill deals 70 magic based damage to a single enemy monster, 22 stamina cost, 2 turn cooldown. And so we have a really strong attacker. He has a high power, the third highest in the magic category. He has skills that are super powerful, 70 damage with 2 turn cooldown, 50 magic AoE, 60 damage no cooldown, all of these setup skills like double damage, Pure Punch, which is increased accuracy so you do not miss, and Evil Legion's Hater. So you don't even need to do double damage. If you know you're facing an Evil Legion monster, a better plan is to just do Pure Punch to get that increased accuracy and to get that triple damage against Evil Legion monsters, and then do your AoE. That way your AoE doesn't miss against any of the enemy monsters, and especially hits that monster that's an Evil Legion's monster. So what exactly do you want to run on this monster? Honestly, I have no idea. There's so many good possibilities. Like, you can technically even do a combo of Magical Enchantment to get damage boost, and then Solidify Magic to get double damage, because then you would have damage boost and double damage, and then you can hit hard with Spicy Magic Rain, which is just a super powerful AoE at that point, or single hit with Mythical Arm, which is 70 damage, against like Titans next time we have a Titan invasion. That could be an awesome combo. Or if one of the Titans is an Evil Legion monster, like, there are so many possibilities with this monster, it's incredible. In terms of PvP, it really depends, or PvP or War, it really depends on your playing style. So there's some people that really like AoEs, and then there's people like me that I'm not a fan of AoEs because it has a 5% greater chance to miss than a single hit. In which case, I prefer single hits. I prefer when it's 3 against 3, I focus on one monster, I eliminate that monster, then it's 3 against 2, and then I focus on another monster, and then it's 3 against 1, and then I can end by killing off the last monster. The only time I like AoEs is if I can give myself double damage and increased accuracy, which this monster can't really do. Yes, he can give himself double damage, but it's only for 1 turn and no increased accuracy. Yes, he can give himself increased accuracy, but no double damage, but instead he does have Evil Legion's Hater, so he can be a really good niche monster for when you know you're facing an Evil Legion monster, because like I said, there are so many Evil Legion monsters. And actually, just to show you how many there are, according to Wiki there are 75 of them, and I don't think they have all of them. And so just scrolling through them, we see Scar the Outcast, Zyla the Faithful, Kai the Eradicator, Hydrug the Forgotten, 4 VIP monsters, actually 5 Nox the Condemned, and then we have other monsters like Krugbo, so he is one you might encounter in the Titan invasion. We have Jazzastar, we have Nemesis monsters like Warthog, like Lum. We have so many monsters in Evil Legions. Crowdson, he's incredibly tanky. We even have Faraday in here, and look at that, we have Shorik, Isofex, Baylor, I already mentioned Crowdson, the Undertaker too, those were all previous. Montezuma, oh my gosh, a lot of the previous Team Race monsters, I'm starting to realize, Barakor, Igursis, a lot of the previous Team Race monsters, which a lot of players have because they participated in Team Wars and got them at rank 3, a lot of them are Evil Legions. So it might be really useful to have a monster with an Evil Legion Hater, because even if you only have him at level 100, he's going to be packing a punch against him, and he's going to have increased accuracy, so you know that skill isn't going to be missing. And so with that in mind, that there are so many Evil Legion monsters from Team Races, so many monsters you're going to encounter that are ranked up, I think what I would personally recommend for a skill set would be the following: Spiky Magic Rain, and oh my gosh, it's hard, Solidify Magic or Enchanted Limb. I feel like Enchanted Limb is a must-have skill, and then Pure Punch, I hate that it only really helps against Evil Legion monsters, but granted there are so many Evil Legion monsters that you're going to encounter, I kind of feel like this is more important than double damage. So for the purpose of my build, keeping everything in mind that there are so many Evil Legion monsters out there that you will encounter for player versus player for wars, I'm going to go ahead and say Pure Punch, Spiky Magic Rain, Mythical Arm, and Enchanted Limb. I know a lot of people may disagree. A lot of people might just like the combo of Solidify Magic, Spiky Magic Rain, and feel free to disagree with me. You're totally free to do that. That would just be my personal preference. A lot of times when it comes to these newer monsters that have great skills, great stats, great everything, you really have to decide what's best for you. So take everything into consideration. Take a look at what magic monsters you have. Take a look at what mechanical monsters you have, superheroes, good legions. See if there's a better attacker than Privateer Morgan. If there's not, then use him as an attacker. Build him with whatever will work best for you, because there is no singular answer that's going to please everyone. So that's my recommended skill set. And now I want to hear from all of you guys. What do you guys think about this monster? What would be your recommended skill set and why? Would you go with the double damage skill? Would you go with the Evil Legion Hater? Or would you maybe jump into skills group 1 because that damage boost stays active for 3 turns, and then maybe you're just planning to pair him up with a support monster like Incognito or someone that can do double damage, increased accuracy, and then that works out better for you. Everyone's going to be different, so just build him however he works best for you. As for runes, really quickly, he's just your typical attacker, 2 strength runes and a speed rune, 2 strength runes and a team speed, or depending if you have a really high level strength rune, 1 strength, 1 team speed, 1 speed, or 1 strength, 2 team speed. Once again, just build him however he will work best for you. With that said, I gotta say I'm a big fan of Privateer Morgan. I really wish I could get this monster. I'm looking forward to having him in the future, and I hope all of you are too. With that said, that is it for this video. I will see you all next time.